what we shot was a normal rock. Now trebuchets can shoot all sorts of projectiles. They don't have to shoot rocks. That is just one of the many things you can shoot out of one of these things. You can fight a dirty war by shooting all sorts of horrible things into a castle or into a town.
Pigs.
One of my personal favourites, dead animals. Yeah, dead animals. But don't look so shocked. Don't kill them to shoot them. Just go out and find something that's been dead for a few weeks. Something that's nice and bloated and horrible. Pigs are fantastic. They fly beautifully. They're so aerodynamic. Get a rotting pig, put it into your trebuchet, shoot it straight over the wall of the castle you're attacking. In it comes doing 150 miles an hour straight into the central courtyard. Splat. Rotting flesh goes everywhere. Smells disgusting. That has got to be bad, isn't it? Yes, medieval germ warfare. What if it gets into the water system? If it contaminates the drinking water, you're in trouble. You're going to have to surrender. Fire. That's another good one. And the best fire of all is something called Greek fire. Greek fire is a mixture of fuel and pitch. Mix it together. Put it in huge earthenware jars. Put a fuse on top, light the fuse, and then throw it into the castle or the town. If you throw it into a castle though, castles are made of stone. Stone doesn't burn. That's true. But most of the internal buildings of a castle are made out of wood. Timber buildings with thatched roofs. You get a fire inside a castle, they are in trouble. As it flies in, these containers smash. The fuel and the pitch goes everywhere, and then the fuse sets the whole lot off. Pitch sticks to everything, and it's almost impossible to put out. It's a crucial moment coming up. There's a ring on the arm. Our trebuchet master is just about to push a trigger through the ring. There it goes. Below the trigger, he pushes in a metal pin. That's to stop the trigger falling back. And he also locks on a safety chain. Right, so the arm is down, the counterweight is at its apex. The crew now have to wind the wheel the other way to wind off the rope that has done the job. You guys have been here since 4:30 will realise that this crew is now very tired. They're doing it twice, straight in succession. And I'll tell you what, it is incredibly hard work, but they're doing a fine job. So, we can shoot dead animals out of our trebuchets, we can shoot fire, Greek fire. The other thing we can do is shoot poo. Poo? Yep. On a siege, they would often empty all the latrines in the local area, load that into the trebuchet as well, and throw that into the castle. How horrible, how disgusting. But that's the type of warfare that we're dealing with. The other thing they like to shoot were beehives. Imagine that. You're inside a castle, you're being sieged. They've been shooting rocks at you, they've been shooting dead animals, they've been shooting poo, and then beehives. Hives of bees. They crash in amongst the houses and the people and split open. Out come the bees, absolutely furious, buzzing like hell. They go for anything they see. Stinging. As you try to beat the bees off of you, you really would think that life was coming to an end. The other thing they do was to capture prisoners and then throw those back into the castle. Absolutely psychological warfare. Absolutely incredible. And the one that always gets me is plague victims. Now you think to yourself, well, the bodies of plague victims, but it's worse than that. Once a plague victim dies, the fleas leave the body. They're no longer contagious. So these poor plague victims would be alive as you threw them into the castle. Absolutely awful. Right, we're doing very well here. The lads there are winding that rope off. And we're getting there. We're getting ready to go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now when you're on a siege, you don't use just one siege machine. You use literally dozens of them, and they're set in ranks. At the siege of Kenilworth, there are over 120 siege engines. So as others are being loaded, others are being shot. So you've got this constant barrage into the castle. The ones that are throwing rocks hit the wall again and again in the same place. The walls of a castle are solid, then they've got rubble infill, and then they're solid again. As the rocks hit, the shock of the forces there shake the rubble infill down. And eventually you get a void in the middle. Then when you hit it again, it cracks. Hit it again, it bursts open, and then you're in. You're inside. But this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, we are going to shoot a fireball out of our trebuchet. The fireball is one of our 15-kilo rocks, which has been wrapped in hessian. It doesn't go in a sling, it has a chain attached to it, and it goes onto a rope. All afternoon it has been soaking in a fuel mixture, so that the hessian is soaked up a good load of fuel. Our trebuchet master is just about to tie the sling out of the way. The fireball, its rope will be attached to the hook at the end of the arm. Now that hook is crucial to the design of a trebuchet. If that hook is not exactly the right shape, you end up with something which is called a misfire, which either means that you put the projectile straight down in front of the machine. In this case that is not a problem, but as I say, in a siege situation you have rows of these trebuchets, so one could take out the one in front. The second type of misfire is when you release it and it goes instead of that way, that way. Also, not a problem on this island because we clear it, but in a siege situation you'd have trebuchets sitting behind this one, so that's another one destroyed. But the worst kind of misfire, and the one that everybody dreads, is the one when the projectile doesn't go forward, it doesn't go back, it goes straight up into the air. About 200 meters, then it comes down. It soon reaches maximum velocity and hits the top of the machine, smashing it to pieces, and crews were killed by this type of misfire. That's the one you never want to hear the cry go out for. Right, the projectile, say, is soaking in the fuel. Our trebuchet master's making sure he's checked. They've lit the brand which will light the projectile, and they're getting ready to load it into the central trough which runs down the middle of the machine. Prepare to load, the cry goes out. It is put into the central trough. The rope goes onto that hook I was talking about. So what you have is a slingshot effect. The projectile will come out of the machine, go over the top, and then travel that way. They order the loader out of the way. The trebuchet master steps up and he takes off those all-important safeties. First of all, he removes the chain. Then he gently pulls the pin from below the trigger, making the machine live. Steps down, puts on a helmet and takes the rope which is attached to the trigger and stands back. He orders a lighting of the projectile which starts to burn in the middle of the machine. Now he must hold his nerve. Release it too early, it goes out, too late, and his machine's on fire. So he holds. And he holds. And we launch. And there she goes. Absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the Warwick Castle Trebuchet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a very trying day here at the castle, but I would like you all to give these lads and boys and girls of the Trebuchet a tremendous cheer. They've worked so hard today. Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed your day at Warwick Castle. Wander down around the grounds, enjoy the rest of your afternoon here, come back and see us again, and we'll try not to quite have such an exciting afternoon next time. Thank you very much.